18 Ways to Love a Manny Ramirez Rookie Card. For about half of the last 3 decades, you could pretty much be sure that when you held a Manny Ramirez rookie card, you were looking at a future Hall of Famer. After all, Manny was a key part of both the Cleveland Indians' renaissance of the mid to late 1990s and the curse-busting 2004 Boston Red Sox, who finally won a World Series after a millennia filled with disappointment. Ramirez was one of the best hitters in the game, tagging the ball with authority, getting on base, collecting hits like they were going out of style. He was an all-star, a silver slugger, a perennial MVP. And then the steroid scandal hit baseball, and Manny was suspended for PED use in 2009. Suddenly his eccentricities seemed less charming, and his march on 500 home runs seemed less impressive. Another suspension in 2011 sealed his fate as a baseball pariah. Not surprisingly then, Ramirez has struggled with his Hall of Fame efforts, appearing on the Cooperstown ballot 4 times without ever being named on 30% of the ballots. Does he have any hope of reaching the 75 mark necessary for enshrinement? Well, we'll have to wait and see. His numbers say he's a shoo-in, but his reputation and the ballot struggles of even better players like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens argue against his enshrinement. Either way, there will always be a strong contingent of Manny fans, and a Manny Ramirez rookie card will always hold a special place in the hobby for many. As it turns out, 18 special places. Here is the rundown of Manny's rookie cards. 1992 Bowman, Manny Ramirez, number 532. If you think Manny looks like a teenager on his 1992 Bowman rookie card, there's a pretty good reason for that. He is a teenager in the shot. Ramirez signed with the Tribe in June of 1991, less than a month after he turned 19, and he spent the summer with the rookie-level Burlington Indians. Bowman played on his youthful status with his very preppy-looking shot of an intense, pensive young man. And it fit Bowman's new image. By the time this set came out, the top startup but retro line was finally ready to stake its claim to a solid identity. To wit, they were going to be the place to go to for rookie and prospect cards, and they've pretty much lived up to that promise all through the decades since. Alas, even though 1992 Bowman also presented a big jump up in card quality over the 1989 through 91 renditions, it was about as overproduced as any junk wax era set. As such, you can usually find Ramirez's Bowman rookie card for just a few bucks unslabbed. Perfect graded copies do push well into 2 figures, though. 1992 Bowman Foil, Manny Ramirez, number 676. Manny continued his big man on campus act with a Bowman foil card in that year's set. Basically inserted one per pack with variations around jumbo and cartons. There were 45 cards total in the foil insert, comprised of Team USA players, rookies, prospects, and Major League stars. The gold borders can be a bit tough, and there should at least be fewer of these out there than the base Manny. But the foil version is still pretty cheap buy all these years later. 1992 Classic Best, Manny Ramirez, number 155. In 1992, Manny graduated to the Single-A Kinston Indians, and Classic Best was there to capture the moments. The red, white, and blue minor league cards were issued in 2 series, with the first being issued in 20,000 numbered cases, each containing 10 boxes. That's where you'll find this Ramirez card, nestled among 399 other prospects. 50 more were available only in the factory set. Even though the cards were technically limited edition, there are still plenty to be had. Raw copies of Manny sell for about $1 or so, with perfect 10s stretching into double digits. 1992 Donris, The Rookies, Manny Ramirez, number 98. While Manny didn't make it into the revamped and upscaled 1992 Donris base set, he did grace a card with the same design, courtesy of his appearance in the last issue of The Rookies, until 2001 at least. Unlike previous renditions of the set, the 1992s were available only in wax packs instead of the usual 56-card box set. Donris pumped growth hormone into this thing too, boosting the card count to 132. This is yet another early Ramirez card that today sits in the hobby bargain bin. 1992 Fleur XL, Manny Ramirez, number 164. Ramirez didn't make the Fleur cut at all, either in their base set or in their end-of-the-year update issue. He did, however, make the Fleur Excel roster in his Kinston uniform, one of 250 minor leaguers vying for spots in the majors. Lots of future big leaguers grace this set, but none carry the legacy of Derek Jeter. Though at one point, Manny could pretty much stand toe-to-toe with the Yankees legend. These days, Manny's card is another in a long line of dollar or so entries on this list. 1992 O-PEE-CHEE Manny Ramirez, number 156. If you were looking for a base card of Manny back in 1992, you were probably pretty deep into prospecting for young, may someday be stars, or an Indians fan. Ramirez made it to number 37 on Baseball America's list of top 100 prospects, but the average fan and collector probably didn't know much about that. Topps knew about him, though, and they offered up a draft pick card of the 13th selection from that 1991 June draft at number 156 in their base set, which meant to you that you could find him in wax packs. Same deal for the O-PEE-CHEE, which gave you nearly the same card, but with the O-PEE-CHEE logo in place of the Topps logo. Standard Topps O-PEE-CHEE stuff here. This Canadian version of the Manny rookie card is a bit less plentiful than its U.S. counterpart, and it's a fairly popular buy in high-graded conditions. 1992 Pinnacle, Manny Ramirez, number 295. You're the top dude. You're the absolute pinnacle of the hobby. Those were undoubtedly the words Score was hoping to hear when they jumped into the premium card market in 1992, with a set naturally called Pinnacle. This was a nice set, with thick, double black borders that sort of gave the whole thing a certain gravitas, and naturally full-colored fancy photos on card backs where the dark motif continued. Of course, all bits of formality have since melted away like so much wax coating on old baseball card packs, as the earth collapses into the sun under the heat, or deep freeze, of hobby choking overproduction. The Manny card is fine, but boring. Except for maybe that green first-round draft pick logo, which at least adds a splash of color to the design. It's another in the Buck-a-Manny Club. 1992 Pro Cards, Kinston Indians, Manny Ramirez, number 2488. Another Fleur collaboration. At least you can't say that the 1992 Pro Cards, Kinston Indians, Manny Ramirez card was boring. Sort of amateurish in its design, maybe, with elements that might look at home in an early Photoshop creation, but definitely not boring. I mean, except for the actual pose shot of Manny, which doesn't have much happening. There's plenty of scenery in the background, though. Imagine all the things that craggy tree over Ramirez's left shoulder has seen. Anyway, Pro Cards was an ambitious undertaking, with 4,071 cards and all. That's 5 full years of 1980s top sets, if you're into multiplication, and you'd still have enough Pro Cards left over to make 84% of the traded set. Amazing? This set seems to be a bit harder to come by than most of the other issues on this list, which means that you'll have a tougher time to find it in the now expected dollar range. You won't have to take out a loan or anything, but you might have to forego a couple of cups of coffee. 1992 Score, Manny Ramirez, number 800. Now this is a pretty nice looking Manny Ramirez rookie card if you ask me. It has a very 1954-1958 feel, with Manny statuetted there against a fadeaway green background, looking like he might actually swing at a ball rather than just smolder or grin at the camera. And while first round pick is a bit oversized, streaking down the left side, the overall design is clean and crisp. The catch is, well, you know what the catch is. Overproduction, low card values. But if you like this card and want to own one for your collection, well, that's actually good news, because the 1992 Score Manny rookie card is easy to find cheap, even in great condition. 1992 Topps Stadium Club Manny Ramirez, number 146. Talk about super premium cards. Topps ruled the summer of 1991 with their very own whiz-bang, better than chocolate and oxygen cardboard they called Stadium Club. The 1992 version looked very similar to their inaugural issue, but with even more space for full-blood photos. Like so many of the early Manny cards, though, the photo on his card shows the youngster in street clothes. It was an okay idea once or twice, but it was way overdone. So was the production. Surprise! leaving us with another $1 Manny Ramirez rookie card. Though many of the cards that have changed hands seem to be of the PSA 10 variety. So if you're looking, that's dozens of bucks in that case. 1992 Topps Manny Ramirez, number 156. Remember the discussion about Manny's O-PEE-CHEE card previously? Well, this is the exact same card, except that the logo hole says Topps instead of O-PEE-CHEE, and there's no French text on the back of the card. Still a cheap card, though. 1992 Topps Gold, Manny Ramirez, number 156. Remember the Topps base set that we previously talked about? This is the exact same thing, except for that gold foil nameplate, which marks it as a Topps Gold card, part of a full panel insert set issued in Topps packs that summer. Inserted at about 1 per box of everything, but vending boxes 5 per box, and factory sets 10 per. These gold parallels were pretty much more limited than the base set, even with Topps pushing out an additional 12,000 factory sets of the all 792 golds. It's actually not that easy to find a gold Manny for sale, unless it's a winner. See the next card. And you'll probably pay double digits or more to own one. 1992 Topps Gold winner, Manny Ramirez, number 156. Topps gave collectors another way to get their hands on gold cards too, by winning a scratch-off game called Match the Stats. Basically, you scratched off some round spots on a ball diamond to try to match the winning stat 3 times before getting an out. Then you got some number of runs. Sent in the cards along with $2 once you've collected 100 runs, and Topps sent you 10 gold cards. Cool stuff. Except thousands of collectors figured out how to game the game with a flashlight and some guile. And the market was flooded, relatively speaking, with these things. At some point, Topps realized what was happening and began stamping the ill-gotten golds with winner to differentiate them from inserted versions. Got all that? Good. It means you'll probably find some winner Manny rookie cards out there, maybe more than non-winners, but even the winners are scarce enough that you'll probably have to pay a few bucks a pop raw. 1992 Topps Micro, Manny Ramirez, number 156. The hobby in 1992 was all about extremes, from super duper, blow your eyes out of the back of your head, razzle dazzle expensive stuff, to, well, Topps Micros. These were really tiny at 1 by 1 3/8 inches, though Topps made up for it by including a whopping 804 cards in each factory set. The Manny Ramirez rookie card is one of those, of course, but it doesn't have much of a single card market considering that you can get the whole set for under $10 most of the time. If you do land a Manny single, though, try not to sneeze around it, or you're likely to blow the poor little thing into next week. 1992 Upper Deck Minor League, Manny Ramirez, number 35. Upper Deck made minor league cards in 1992 too, and it seems as though they couldn't get enough of Manny in that issue, as you'll see in a minute. First of all, though, you didn't know this, but the minor league set rolled out 330 cards available in 12-card Mylar packs, and that they were licensed by minor league baseball itself. That's not always the case for these types of sets. Anyway, the Manny love got started with this art card painted by V. Wells, who just so happened to be Vernon Wells Sr., father of Vernon Wells, baseball dude, and heck of a sports artist. Still, this collector's choice delicacy is not too hard to find and won't set you back more than, about $1. 1992 Upper Deck Minor League, Manny Ramirez, number 55. Next up, Upper Deck put Manny Ramirez on card number 55, which celebrates players with AL diamond skills. Ramirez is shown displaying one of his best, getting ready to hammer the ball. As a side note, there is a non-zero possibility, given the font and the lack of camel humping, that this card actually depicts Al Diamond when he played with the skills. Either way, Manny or Al, it's another plentiful card that won't cost much to make your own. 1992 Upper Deck Minor League, Manny Ramirez, number 146. Finally, Upper Deck gives us a base minor card of Manny Ramirez, one that shows him in the sunlit outfield with his hat on backwards, following through on a throw, just hinting at a smile. This is the look that fans have come to know well over the years, and the boyish exuberance that often accompany it, along with the growing eccentricities, left us with an unforgettable mantra of Manny being Manny. Manny can be Manny in your collection if you have a couple of dollars to spend on this card. 1992 Upper Deck, Manny Ramirez, number 63. Okay, so that last Upper Deck Minors card up there really wasn't finally, but this one is. So finally, Upper Deck also issued a Manny Ramirez rookie card in its base set in 1992, giving him top prospect 92 status on card number 63. This one is sort of a blend between Topps senior picture motif and Upper Deck Minors outfield candid. It's a solid combo which arguably yields one of the more iconic early career shots of Ramirez. Alas, there you go with that again. This card is as common as a Manny space reference, meaning you overpaid if you spent $1 on it. Like our video? Then like our video and subscribe to our channel. waxpadgods.com